On the 30th anniversary of the National Defense Day and the 75th anniversary of the Vietnam People's Army, which took place on December 21 in Hanoi. For the first time, the Vietnam Scud ballistic missile system was shown to the public, although it has long been used. This is the first time the Vietnam Scud tactical ballistic missile system has been exhibited to the public, Soha said. According to the Stockholm International and Peace Research Institute (SIPRI), in 1981 Vietnam received several mobile launchers and dozens of Scud-B missiles. The R-170 is a ballistic missile from the 9K-72E Elbrus export variant and a tactical ballistic missile complex. However, usually the West still calls the same name for the whole system as a Scud ballistic missile. The R-170 rocket has a length of 11.25 meters, a diameter of 0.88 meters and a weight of 5.9 tons. The rocket is equipped with an E-SIAV-RO-21 liquid fuel engine, fuel components including TM-185 combustion, AK-27I oxidant and TGO-2 launch fuel. The navigation system uses 3 gyroscopes to allow relative accuracy, with an accuracy error radius of the target of 450 meters. R-170 is designed to carry explosive warheads that usually weigh 1 ton or 5 to 70 kilotons, nuclear warheads, or chemical warheads. With an explosive warhead, a collision speed of 1.4 kilometers (sec) will create a hole as deep as 1.5 to 4 meters and 12 meters wide. The R-170 rocket was mounted on the Uragan 9P117 mobile launcher based on the MAS 543 heavy transport vehicle chassis. When launched, the rocket will explode vertically and fired, previously refueled and measured by target parameters. At present, Vietnam is the first and only military in Southeast Asia to have Scud tactical ballistic missiles in service. Also, according to SIPRI, in 1998 Vietnam bought dozens of short-range ballistic missiles from North Korea's HWASONG-6 Mars-6. This is a copy of the prototype Scud-C missile. Compared to Scud-B, HWASONG-6 increased the launch weight to 6,400 kilograms and its range jumped to 600 kilometers. Recently, to ensure the technical capabilities of the Scud missiles to be ready for war, the Vietnam Missile Brigade Technical Unit took the initiative to improve the components so that the missiles function properly. Scud is the name of a series of tactical ballistic missiles developed by the Soviet Union. It is widely exported to the countries of the Second and Third World. This term comes from the name of NATO reporting attached to missiles by Western intelligence agencies. The Russian names for missiles are R-11, first version, and R-17, later R-300, Elbrus, later development. The name Scud has been widely used to refer to these missiles and various derivative variants developed in other countries based on Soviet design. Scud missiles have been used since the 1970s, mostly in the Middle East. They became familiar with the Western public in 1991. The first use of the term Scud is in the name NATO SS-1B Scud-A, applied to Zemlya R-11 ballistic missiles. The previous R-1 missile carried the name NATO SS-1 Scunner, but had a very different design, almost directly a copy of the German V-2 rocket. R-11 uses technology obtained from V-2 as well, but it is a new design, smaller and different in shape from V-2 and R-1 weapons. The R-11 was developed by Korolev OKB and began operating in 1957. The most revolutionary innovation in the R-11 was the engine, designed by AME-SIAV, much simpler than the V-2's multi-chamber design, and using anti-oscillation insulation to prevent chugging. It was the forerunner of the larger engine used in Soviet launch vehicles. Further developed variants are R-17, later R-300, Elbrus, SS-1C Scud-B in 1961 and SS-1D Scud-C in 1965. both of which can carry conventional high explosives, 5 to thermonuclear 80 kilotons, or chemical warheads, thickened VX. The SS-1E Scud-B variant developed in the 1980s can produce terminal-guided warheads that are capable of producing higher accuracy. All models have a length of 11.35 meters, 37.2 feet, except Scud-A, which is shorter 1 meter, 3 feet 3, and 0.88 meters, 2 feet 11 in. They are driven by a single liquid fuel rocket engine that burns kerosene and red smoked nitric acid, which is inhibited by corrosion, IRFNA, with asymmetric dimethylhydrazine, UDMH. TGO2 Russia, such as German Tonka 250, as a liquid igniter, ignition by IRFNA, in all models. Missile reaches maximum speed of Mach 5. The first series of Scud, designated R-11, SS-1B Scud-A, originated from the 1951 requirements for ballistic missiles with performance similar to German V-2 rockets. The R-11 was developed by engineer Viktor Makiev, who was then working at OKB-1, led by Sergei Korolyov. It first flew on the 18th of April 1953, fitted with an E-Sciv engine using kerosene and nitric acid as propellant. On December 13, 1953, a production order was authorized with SKB-385 at Salat Toust, a factory dedicated to producing long-range rockets. In June 1955, Makiev was appointed as SKB-385's chief designer to oversee the program, and in July, the R-11 was officially accepted into military service. The definitive R-11M, which was designed to carry nuclear warheads, was officially accepted on April 1, 1958. The launch system was placed on the IS-2 chassis, and received the designation GRAU-8K11. Only 100 Scud launchers are built. R-11M has a maximum range of 270 kilometers, but when carrying nuclear warheads, this is reduced to 150 kilometers. The aim was solely as a moving nuclear attack vector, which gave the Soviet Army the ability to hit European targets from developed regions armed with nuclear warheads with an estimated yield of 50 kilotons. The naval variant, R-11FM, SS-1 Scud, was first tested in February 1955, and was first launched from the Project 611 submarine, Zulu class, which was converted in September of the same year. While the initial design was carried out by Korolyov's OKB-1, the program was moved to Makiev's SKB-385 in August 1955. It became operational in 1959 and was placed on Project 611 and Project 629 Gulf-class submarines. During its service, 77 launches were carried out, 59 of which were successful. The successor to the R-11, the R-17 SS-1C Scud-B, renamed R-300 in the 1970s, was the most prolific of the series, with a production run estimated at 7,000. It served in 32 countries and 4 countries besides the Soviet Union manufactured copied versions. The first launch was conducted in 1961, and it entered service in 1964. The R-17 was an improved version of the R-11. It could carry nuclear, chemical, conventional or fragmentation weapons. At first, the Scud-B was carried on a track transporter erector launcher telephone, similar to that of the Scud-A, designated 2P19. But this was not successful, and a wheeled replacement was designed by the Titan Central Design Bureau, becoming operational in 1967. The new MAZ 543 vehicle was officially designated 9P117 Urigan. The launch sequence could be conducted autonomously, but was usually directed from a separate command vehicle. The missile is raised to a vertical position by means of hydraulically powered cranes, which usually takes 4 minutes, while the total sequence lasts about 1 hour. The Makiev OKB also worked on an extended-range version of the R-17, known in the West as SS-1D Scud-C. That was first launched from Kapustin Yar in 1965. Its range was brought up to 500 to 600 kilometers, but at the cost of a greatly reduced accuracy and warhead size. Eventually, The advent of more modern types in the same category, such as the TR-1 Temp SS-12 scale board, made the Scud-C redundant, and it apparently did not enter service with the Soviet Armed Forces. The R-17 VTO SS-1E Scud-D project was an attempt to enhance the accuracy of the R-17. The Central Scientific Research Institute for Automation and Hydraulics (TS&IAAG) began work on the project in 1968, but the first test launch was conducted only in September 1979. Development continued through the 1980s until the system was accepted into initial service as the 9K720 aerophone in 1989. However, by this time, more advanced weapons were in use, such as the OTR-21 Tochka SS-21 and the R-400 Oka SS-23, and the Scud-D was not acquired by the Soviet Armed Forces. Instead, it was proposed for export as an upgrade for Scud-B users. In the 1990s, unlike previous Scud versions, the 9K720 had a warhead that separated from the missile's body, and was fitted with its own terminal guidance system, with a TV camera fitted in the nose. The system could compare the target area with data from an onboard computer library (DSMAC). In this way, it was thought to attain a circular air probable (CEP) of 50 meters.